evening. Welcome to our today's news desk at 4 p.m. with me, Maryann Gatu.
And me, Joseph Kamau Karanja. Now on to our first story. Tension is high in Nakuru County as areas of the city begin to sink, forming large trenches as a result of the recent heavy rains. Tens of families are now homeless and may face another night in the cold after their homes sank, while others were devastated by the Wednesday's torrential rains. This comes even as parents raise concerns about the safety of their children who are expected to return to school on Monday.
Mvua ilianza kunyesha saa 7 ikaisha saa 10. Saa 10 ndio nyumba zetu zilianza kubomoka. Sasa tukaenda cha chingine hapo tukalala. Sasa ndio tumekuja asubuhi tumeanza kuhama na tu penye tunahamia.
Nimetoka chop. Kufika njiani watu napata simu wanatuambia mambo imeharibika huku, manyumba simeanguka. Yenyewe kufika hapa hata mstuko tu tumelala nje. Ukijaribu kuona tangu chana tulifaa hivi mpaka saa hii.
Nahama na sijui nahamia wapi. Hii shule yenyewe inaitwa Muslim, maji imejaa huko. Sasa penye tunahama tutapata hata nyumba, hata tu watoto wataenda shule hiyo Monday ikifika.
Hiyo maji ilikuwa inapita huko. Jamaa akakuja akapendua ikapita hapo. Hii mtaro hakufikisha kwa mtoni. Ndio alikuwa anafaa afikishe kwa huko mtoni Ndarugu ndio yaache kusimama.
And now the Senate Standing Committee on Energy has urged the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum to expedite the construction of the proposed High Grants Falls Dam as a long-term solution of the significant floods in Garissa, Tana River and Lamu counties caused by the overflowing of Seven Forks Dam. The committee is also advocating for the Masinga Dam wall to be raised as a temporary measure to prevent overflow. Here is the report.
The proposed dam site is on the Tana River and will be located in Tharaka Nithi County, will be located on the lower side of the river. The potential and has a potential to store a land of about 5 billion cubic meters. During the rain season, this would ensure that the water does not overflow for a period of 5 years. The water will be used for irrigation, domestic and industrial purposes. Construction of this dam will not only alleviate the untold suffering caused by the flood, but will also ensure that there is flood control. It will also additionally provide 700 megawatt of cheap electricity and green electricity into the grid. This will be a double victory of the people of Kenya and the communities living downstream. It is persuaded to believe that the leasing of the wall, the weir wall of the Masinga Dam by over 1 meter will delay the overflowing of the water downstream.
Now on to other news. It is risky for the continent to continue relying on fertilizer imports. This is a warning by President William Ruto to African leaders present at the closing of the 2024 Soil and Fertilizer Summit, noting that Africa has what it takes to produce organic fertilizer. Ruto has called to this and has called on African leaders to adopt strategies that will help them produce fertilizers in their country. Here is the report.
It is therefore important in this meeting for us to address fertilizer availability, production of fertilizer using locally available raw materials in our continent, making sure that this fertilizer enhances our agricultural productivity. We have increased our agricultural production of maize from 40 million bags to 67 million bags in one season, just because of the correct use of fertilizer.
But fertilizer has to be affordable as well. Very important. There's no point making more fertilizer, appropriate fertilizer available if it's not affordable to our farmers, because we will not achieve the intended objective.
In fact, by being here, we are tackling one of the chief pillars of the high inflation that drives and deepens poverty in Africa.
And now Raila Odinga, the leader of Azimio, moved to rally further support for his African Union Commission chairmanship. ambition today at the African Union Soil and Fertilizer Conference in Nairobi. 6 African presidents attended the summit, with the pundits describing the orchestrated series of events as a prelude to Odinga's drive to entice African states to support his bid. Odinga faces challenges both inside and outside the country. And now we are going to take a short break. We'll be back with more news updates.
Now, welcome back to Younib TV. Now, in what has happened to be a drastic move of events, police have been policing their own fellow police. EACC police officers apprehended 4 traffic police after they were caught accepting bribes. The 4 traffic police officers were taken into custody by their colleagues in the Ethics and Anti-Corruption EACC unit. The group of 4 were occupied with exploiting non-compliant drivers on the busy Embu highway when the plain officers investigating anti-graft arrived and caught them on the act. This is the report.
And now smallholders horticulture producers in the country are expected to cut post-harvest losses thanks to a new facility that will connect them to the market. This comes after the Universal of Nairobi's Fresh Produce Aggregation and Distribution Hub was officially commissioned. The institution has collaborated with Mabati rolling millers and other partners to construct the facility. Take a look.
I can say I want 2 kilos of mucho.
To transform society, we have to work with the society to know what are their pain points, what are the problems they are encountering. We have to work with the industry to see how we can move in respect to research.
We want to ensure that the vegetables that we will be off-taking from our farm and from farmers actually are produced in a sustainable way, safe, so that when you see it in the market, you know where it has come from, okay? So that is another partnership we're doing. So we don't want just to make sure the vegetables are available, but we want to ensure that they have been produced under the best practices.
Because it's pre-galvanized, the life component, being still, the life component is guaranteed. This facility is not temporary. It can be there for upwards of 50 years plus. And so it is something that is going to be for life.
And on to other diplomatic news. President William Ruto has asked all South Sudanese parties to support Kenya's Tumaini plan, which aims to restore political stability in the country. The president stated that the initiative will supplement South Sudan's revitalized peace accord from 2018, as well as the peace process mediated by the Santegion community in Rome. The high-level mediation attended by 6 heads of states and government scales up Nairobi's diplomatic standing as a key player regionally and internationally. Here is the report.
This gathering marks a pivotal moment in a historic journey, uniting stakeholders committed to ending conflict and political instability in South Sudan.
President William Ruto hailed the initiative as a template ready for deployment to solve continental problems.
This initiative exemplifies the Pan-African policy of African solutions to African challenges, contributing to the silencing of guns in Africa initiative and fostering an environment of transformational development in South Sudan, our region, and possibly the entire continent.
After this launch, we plan to engage in a sustained and continuous mediation to find and to ensure speedy and comprehensive resolution of the issues, so long as the parties go along with the plan.
We hope that opposition groups have a similar conviction and a desire for peace in South Sudan, which when fully achieved, will bring everlasting stability and economic development.
And now Cleophas Malala, the UDA Party Secretary General, has criticized the Orange Democratic Movement's statement accusing the ruling party of utilizing state machinery to destabilize ODM strongholds. Malala responded to a statement given by ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, saying the claims made by the ODM are false and that the Orange Party is exclusively responsible for the instability in their region. Here is the report.
The fight, or rather the fights among local ODM politicians witnessed lately in funerals in Migori and Kisii County and elsewhere in the Nyanza region is a creation of ODM's intolerance to any form of political competition, including internal contests within ODM itself.
Continued harassment of our leaders in Kisii, including the governor, members of parliament and our supporters in Kisii by the police and provincial administration. The master puppeteer behind these schemes has been identified as none other than the PS for Internal Security, Raymond Omolo.
ODM counties are being mismanaged by corrupt, incompetent, and inept governors who are getting full protection from the ODM party itself. We will be providing evidence of how ODM governors have been withdrawing funds from county coffers to fund private political activities of their party leader, Raila Amolo Odinga.
The other weekend we'll also do recruitment in Homa Bay County. I mean, this is a free nation, and I'll tell you, we are painting Nyanza yellow. We say no to dictatorship of Raila Amolo Odinga.
At this stage, the party wishes to fully dissociate itself from the Honorable Mark Nyamita. We have granted his wish to no longer be part of us and advise our members in Uriri and Migori generally that he is an agent of our opponents in the UDA with the assigned task of sowing confusion and discord within ODM.
Any person who feels strained in their relationship with ODM party is hereby welcomed to the United Democratic Alliance Party.
At the right time, if the Uriri Member of Parliament decides to join us, we will do a homecoming party.
Therefore, we shall be doing a very big homecoming party for Mark Nyamita.
UDA MPs, in a bid to undermine the area ODM MP, Honorable Barongo, brandished employment letters from the TSC and the Kenya Wildlife Service. These bad manners was started by none other than CS for Education, the Honorable Machogu.
We are urging the Cabinet Secretaries and PS Dr. Raymond Omolo to ignore these unusual ramblings from the ODM party and continue serving the public without fear or favor.
Now we have come to the end of our news bulletin at 4. So Mother's Day is around the corner. Maryann, do you have any moments, favorable moments with your mom?
Yeah, my mom is very supportive and I thank her for that. To all mothers out there, happy Mother's Day in advance from us here at Younib TV. Now have a lovely evening ahead and good evening.